One take, one take. This is NBA One Take. Future yours truly, pretty boy like it's NBA One Take for your head. NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you from my home. This is NBA One Take, March 15th, 2023. BMF. BMF. Season 3, Episode 3 recap. So, my man Meech is real skeptical of Angel after the shootout attempt that happened. So he was real skeptical about her. Thinking like, okay, I told you gave me information and things like that, and then going in. Next thing you know, you get set up. Luckily, the Hispanic guys came in. It's gonna be his new plug came in, kind of like saved the day. So we still don't know her intentions, right? So we got Marquisha actually trying to get back with T, because of the whole Child Protective Services thing, and so they speaking and then talking, and they almost looked up a little bit, and so, and then, Mama Lucille contemplates on going on a date with her ex. She's really thinking about that. Uh, so the detective, he's with the new, he wants to save his son. His son's involved in the shooting. So, he's going to work for, forgot her name. I'll get her name because he went to the OG. OG gangster. So he gonna set up with his family member. She's a lesbian. She's off the chain. She she has a gun as a cane. And she's a real interesting character. I gotta get her name. I gotta get her name. But goes with her in the ambulance, and then the ambulance actually got set up. Um, T set it up, to rob the ambulance because she's been hitting on T because T reneged on a deal. So we got that. Child Protective Services go to Lawanda's house. So it's a real thing about that. Meech and his crew actually go to the Jack the Rapper event in Atlanta. He also meets Tupac. Yes, Tupac. But it's interesting. This I don't. They're not telling the year, which it is because when I saw the guy that played Tupac, he had a bald head and a bandana, and I don't think this was '96 because that's when Tupac was mainly rocking that and the bandana. If this is before, because they're saying this is like '91 or either '91 or '93. But if it was, Tupac had hair, and he wasn't rocking bandana. So that's the thing that people were saying online. I kind of was thrown off a little bit by it, but it don't matter. I mean, yeah, Tupac did, and then it was like Charles was there. He was all happy, and Meech was uncomfortable him being there, and it was a big brawl. One of the guys that was after Meech, Miami dude, uh, he was talking to Charles, and Charles didn't know what was going on. Meech quickly found out, and then it was like a big brawl at the event. Tupac rocking people, and it was just it was a big fall. Yeah, Charles hit somebody, and it was fighting. It was a big fight there. And it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot that. But you Marquisha and T, made up. So we're gonna see where that leads off. So T's still doing this love triangle shit. with him and Lawanda and Markeisha, which is just crazy to me. But and then Meech just found out Neo was the one setting him up, so he beat his ass up. You know, because the guy that was at the name Glock, and then he found out Neo was the one that really set all that up and playing both sides, you know, as a pimp. And he takes he consoles Angel. Meech have a liking for Angel because she's saying she didn't set him up, and obviously Meech is finding out it wasn't Angel that set him up. It was Neo. Oh God, I gotta get Neo's character. I'm just gonna call him Neo. But yeah, so that's it. This is a nice fun episode. Nice fun episode. Little flaws in it, but it was a nice fun episode of BMF. Okay, the next thing I gotta talk about is One Love review. This is speaking of Bob Marley, the time period is the 70s. Is the 70s, late 70s or so. You know, when he left. You know, he was in Jamaica, and it was Jamaica was a lot of upheaval with the gangs and the politicians, and a lot of killings and things like that. And you know, his almost forcing him to leave. And Bob Marley, that's when he kind of did his tour, and that's when I think that's when you could say he became a real international star because he was touring in Europe, and then he was touring other places, touring in Africa, going to the United States, and it just shows just the man, how he how he's a Rastafari, his religious belief, how he really loves his music. He loves his children, loves his children, and the issues with his wife, and it really was a real great film. It was a real great film of one of the all-time greats because I think what happens, Bob Marley has, I think, possibly the most known hits of any artist in my lifetime to me because he has endless classics, and the music, it's so much. It's just so much. He has so many classic songs, and I think when you talk about Bob Marley, he gets lost in the mix of the greats because people look, when people talk about greats, even in specific genres or just say main greats, his name don't get mentioned enough. His name doesn't get really mentioned because I think they just have him, just as a reggae artist. But I think a musician and music, he is one of the all-time greats. But that's all I have. This is NBA One Takes Pretty Boy Laker. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, anything. Pretty Boy Laker, and I am out.